Okay, so hi everyone. So today,
Hi.
today our topic is on relevance of business economics and what we learn from what concepts we learn in our past 10 years and how we implement it and what all the concepts we covered in the class. So I'm talking about all these in this discussion. So if I talk about relevance of business economics is a field that merges economic theories with practical business practices to facilitate decision making and strategy formulation in organization. Its relevance span multiple dimensions. Like firstly, in decision making, it provides analytic tools to make informed decision about resources allocation, prices, production, investment strategy. And the second one is market analysis. It helps businesses to understand market dynamics, consumer behavior, and the impact of competitive forces. And secondly, I would talk about how practically I implement these concepts in my personal life. So, if I talk about budgeting, understanding demand and supply helps in managing personal finances. For instance, if we recognize that demand for certain good, like travel or electronics, might be higher during certain seasons, can help plan purchases when prices are lower. And the second point I have to cover in this is investment decision. So in investment decision, knowledge of supply constraints and demand surges can guide investment decisions. For example, investing in stocks of companies like benefit from increased demand for their products or services. And if I talk about government and fiscal policy in personal life, it implements on tax planning and expenditure planning. For tax planning, understanding fiscal policies such as changes in tax rates or tax credit can help in effective personal tax planning and maximizing savings. And for expenditure planning, anticipating changes in government spending, for example, infrastructure projects, can guide personal investment in related areas like real estate. So I would like to give one practical scenario in this. So I talked about w- if I want to launch a new product. So for this, the demand and supply by conducting research put to make a potential demand, identify a target demographics, and determine optimal pricing, and by ensuring supply chain capabilities to meet anticipated demand with overcommitting resources. And if I talk about government policies, if I launch a green energy product, so I need to understand government incentives and subsidies for renewable energy to position the product advantageously. So, in conclusion, the integration of economic principle in both personal as well as in professional life allows for more informed and strategic decision making, optimizing outcomes based on a thorough understanding of market forces and policy impacts. That's it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I remember some of the things. I remember we learned it, but some of the things were out of mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's learn. Sonia, so you will be starting or I should start now?
Your wish. I can also start.
Okay, you can if you want. Okay.
Okay. So, if we talk about relevance of business economics, like it extends far beyond the business world, offering practical tools and frameworks that individual can use to navigate daily decisions very effectively. By understanding and apply these concepts, we can enhance our decision making process, we can optimize resource allocation, and ultimately we can improve our personal and financial well-being. So there is like lot in daily life if we see these like economic concept, these enhances our ability to make better personal and financial decisions, and of course they improve overall quality of life. uh, Now if I talk about the relevance of the just a minute, relevance of concept. So in this, there are many just it like stopped in between.
No problem.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I was after this we have to talk about the practical one. So like we understand it affects on so many things, like understanding the market dynamics. We need to understand like business economics helps in comprehending market trends, consumer behavior, and it like is essential for making informed business decisions. It also provide tools for analyzing supply and demand, pricing strategies, and of course the competitive landscape. So these concepts like opportunity cost, marginal analysis, and risk assessment, these are very crucial for optimizing business operations. So, and policy impact, regulatory environment, this also is very important. Uh, Knowledge of fiscal and monetary, we recently did a project of this. So, it is also very important to know like this fiscal and monetary policies aids in predicting market conditions and preparing for economic fluctuations, and financial planning and analysis, it helps in this also. It supports budgeting, forecasting, financial planning, and ensuring sustainable growth and stability. So if I talk about like practical implementation of the cost of a concept in this, so I will talk about elasticity.
Mhm.
So like in elasticity pricing strategy, this matters. Like price elasticity of demand helps business understand how sensitive consumers are to the price change and guiding price decision. Like if I share the practical example of my life, like if a cafe assesses the elasticity of demand for its coffee, and finding it inelastic, the cafe raises the price. Then, if then like by knowing that the change will not significantly affect the quantity sold, thereby increasing revenue. Or in another case, we can talk about like sometime it's switching on the you will say product. For example, if one coffee rate is very high, so of course I'll see my budget also, and we can, if the price is very high, if we can't afford it, we will switch to the another you will say product. So I will search the another one, uh,
Mhm.
you will say brand of coffee. And one more, if I talk about, so, opportunity cost. It can help business evaluate potential returns of different strategic options. Like a company decides between expanding into a new market or investing in research and development. So, by considering the opportunity cost, the company can choose the option that align best with the long term goals. So,
Okay.
and yeah, I think that's enough.
Yeah, that's good.
So, there are so many other examples also of the topics we have learned in the previous classes.
Yeah,
But
there are too many. Yeah,
hmm,
I remember. Yeah, obviously we cannot discuss all of them.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if I talk about business economics, it's much concepts what basically industries or people are following without even knowing that they are following those concepts. For example, if we talk about trade-offs, opportunity cost, elasticities, demand and supply,
Hmm,
and many other things like we studied in the last class, that was consumer surplus and producer surplus. So there are many things which one doesn't know, but they are implementing it in their real life. Okay, so talking about the concepts, if I talk about uh, trade-off. So as I believe the simplest example of me is like coming onto this country and not spending time with my family over there. So that is the biggest trade-off which I'm facing in my life, and I believe everyone is facing who is studying currently here in Canada. And uh, if I talk about opportunity cost, it's basically if I have, for example, last week I had gone to a concert in BC Place, and obviously I spent maybe 3 or 4 hours over there, so I could have utilized that time in doing my assignments or other stuff. But again, I utilized my time for leisure activities, so that is what basically what means that I'm giving up something for something else. Okay, so yeah, there are many more things or many more concepts like these. For example, if let's take one more, consider one more thing, consumer surplus and producer surplus. If normally when we go to supermarket, so there are many things that are uh, on offers, or we can say at cheapest price. So we generally try to buy more and more of those stuff. Okay. So that comes under basically consumer surplus, because we were having the same amount, the amount of specific amount of money which we were spending over there, but uh, after what we needed to have in that amount, we have much more than that. So that is basically consumer surplus. And sometimes when we go to buy some stuff and it's a bit more costly than the normal things, so we usually buy the limited one maybe, or because we could not afford, obviously, if there's a certain limit with us. So that basically goes into producer surplus. So these were the kind of concepts which were discussed in the class during our course, and that's all about business economics, I believe.
Yeah. So in opportunity cost, I remember one more example. Like it's
Hmm.
simply our everyday decisions are there in all these things, like choosing one option over the another. Like
Yeah.
for example, it's like one want to to cook at home, or
Yeah.
whether we want to like dine out. So
Hmm.
in this, of course, the opportunity cost includes the time spent
Yeah.
cooking, but the
Hmm.
benefits could be healthier meal and of course cost savings.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there are so many examples of these topics in our daily life,
Yeah,
and
so that is what I talked about. So
mhm.
economics, everyone is using economics in their life or in their businesses, but no one basically knows that this is economics. So
Yes,
yeah, so basically it was business economics. So we talked more about in organizations and companies. So we'll obviously consider this when we'll be starting our own business.
yeah.
Yeah.
So learned a lot from all these group discussions, and this is the last one discussion. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
will miss all these discussions.
Yeah, but we'll be discussing maybe on other groups. I mean, in WhatsApp or something else, right?
But this one is the good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely I'm going to miss the group.
Oh, okay, fine. So that was good. We did it.
Uh, th-
Yeah.
so we can talk about the project also. Actually, the project
Mm-hmm.
or not in this.
You can
We
Oh.
stop recording and then we can start discussing.
that would
Hmm.
be fine.